Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. I'm thrilled to have David Chametzky with us today, here all the way from New York. And he's basically an amazing entrepreneur and author who has a best-selling book as well, and a number of different books that he wrote and coaching and stuff. So, David, please introduce yourself to our audience, please.
Well, thanks so much for inviting me on. I really, am excited to help other entrepreneurs and talk about the messaging that we have around it, right? Entrepreneurs are, we're a weird bunch in that we decide to do something that's our passion. Most of us know we want to do this because of the things that are within us, right? There's the old clever statement of saying you have to know your why, and if you know your why, then you can move forward. You need to know it a little bit more aligned. And that's why I love doing this, getting on stages and talking to people like yourself who are going to help other entrepreneurs. We need to stop just saying, that toxic positivity where we just push it through and it'll happen. It's more than that. If you align yourself with the right message, the right story, and the right people, that takes you to that next level.
Exactly. Thanks for sharing that. And also, can you tell us, please, like what inspired you to become an entrepreneur and an author and also to do what you do right now?
Well, what pushed me, I've been an entrepreneur for a while. What really pushed me even harder was this past year when I lost my job. I was in corporate America for 30 years, and you get to a certain level, they politely say we're going to eliminate your position and you're on your own, which is not a bad thing. It's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity to do a lot of different things, and that's what I did this year. I jumped in to the pool even deeper. I was probably, if I'm going to admit it, I was probably just putting my toes in at the beginning. And now I've jumped in all in, and this year has been one ride. I gotta say, I'd been building it, and that's why I aligned myself. I knew how to pivot. I didn't realize when I was working a corporate job and an entrepreneurial job where my focus was. I thought I was doing as much as I could. Now I notice if I take a step back and be honest with myself that I was kind of maybe half-assing it a little bit. And, you know, I was doing it, I was getting on stages, I was speaking, I was honing in on my craft. But this past year, without the job and being full-time entrepreneur, got to tell you, I've seen the results, I've seen the changes, and I would never go back.
Wonderful. And also, when you are sort of working on your business, what actually motivates you to keep going when you start sort of facing tough things?
Yeah, so when you're facing it, that was beautiful the way you said it because I'm a believer you have to face everything that's coming at you. You know, it might not come at you the way you want. I won't suggest that. I will say when you come at it and understand that's where it is. It's those deep dark secrets, those obstacles we have in our head that are much scarier than the ones that are under our beds. And it's really when you can face the challenges and know what the resources are. Sometimes as entrepreneurs, we get into that space of I don't know how to do it, and I'm scared to ask. Hey Tony, how do I do this? And it's embarrassing. I don't know that. I should know that. I'm older than Tony. I'm like, we get all those things in our head, and it doesn't matter where you get the knowledge from. I always say, don't be the smartest guy in the room. Be in a room full of smart people, and you're going to learn a lot more.
Exactly. So, what's been one of the biggest successes in your business journey so far?
Well, I've been getting on stages. Just this year, I created my own stage. So in New York, we have this great stage that we're building out. And the traction's coming on. You always want to get the consistency, so we're building that. It's coming on real fast, and I'm getting to do what I want. I feel I've leveled up in so many different ways because I already had the training. There's no shortcut. When they tell you 10,000 hours can only the right 10,000 hours, but 10,000 hours can make you an expert. 100% true. But it's again the right expert with the right people with the right teaching. If I sit here and teach you for 10,000 hours, 1 plus 1 is 9. As much as you're going to study it because you're a smart guy, it's still going to be wrong. But if we start going, let's look at this differently. 1 plus 1 is 2, and start teaching you that, then you're going to be growing. We do that 10,000 hours, you'll know that answer. But that's where we expand. That's where we grow. And that's where I've seen the biggest growth for me this year is I've already applied. I already had the 10,000 hours. Now applying it, it's so easy. Like this past weekend, I had my first hybrid event. So we had live people as well as virtual, and I had never done that before. And people are like, "You look a little nervous." I go, "I am." I go, "I've never done it." We were on Radio Bob USA as well as Zoom link and the live people. So how do you manage all that? I go, I just need the technical parts to go out. I'm not worried about my teaching or the lessons that I was going to give because that's just me. I knew I was confident, and it's a technical, it's the stuff that was outside of me. But as soon as I saw it all ran, boom, it was a great, engaging conversation with my audience as well as the audience, no matter where I was. So the virtual audience as well as the in live audience. I think that the room had that certain energy, and that's what you want to do is when you build those things and you are prepared. You don't worry about yourself, like the old metaphor of the bird doesn't jump off the branch because it has faith in somebody else. It has faith in itself, and that's what takes us to soar.
Totally. And something that you mentioned there as well, it's very interesting because as entrepreneurs, we often face certain challenges and obstacles. And what's one of the biggest sort of challenge or obstacle that you're facing right now in your business journey?
Yeah, so the biggest obstacle is always finding people, right? There's a lot of people who really feel that they have what they want, or there's another way to get it, and so it's that constant working to get the clients, right? To get the know, like, and trust. No matter who knows you, that's fine. They might not like you, and they might not trust you with their story. So in the business I work in, where they're trusting me with their story, their alignment, and their business, yeah, there's a little trust there. You got to get to know me. It's only fair. I don't expect you to, hey Dave, you look like a good guy. Let me just give you a ton of money. I know you could help me, but it doesn't happen that way generally. And I don't ever want to be in the position where I was in a lot of times with high pressure salespeople, high pressure entrepreneurs who are going, yeah, you need this. I'm going to be the guy who'll get you there. Yeah, I could get people there. How do I know that? I've helped thousands of people over the years. So there's no question of my ability. Again, like last Saturday, there's no question that I was worried about the presentation part of it. I was more concerned about the technical, the stuff outside. So I know when people work with me, it's not it's a life-changing experience. In fact, just as recent, I'm assisting somebody writing a book. She's 88, and she starts crying during the session because we're writing about some emotional stuff. And she saw that I connected with her, and she said, "You know, you're the only person who could do this for me." I go, "Well, if it's too emotional, we can stop." She goes, "No, this feels so right." I'm 88. Well, now 89. It was her birthday that Saturday. And she goes, "Nobody in all these years understood me the way that you're understanding me and assisting me to write a book. And I'll have my first published book, within the next couple of weeks." So,
Wonderful.
so the challenge is finding people to know, like, and trust you. But when they know, like, and trust you, the biggest thing is also turn that into when you break down those barriers, it really sets up, you know, friendships for life, opportunities for life, and that's where we need to focus on. How do we manage our challenges?
Exactly. And also, so what's your core offer, your core business offer that you are sort of like looking after? for your clients?
Yeah. So what I love to do, I'm a mindset coach, but I now focus mainly on helping people write books. So that but the idea, it's not only a book, it's a speech. Because a lot of us want to be speakers. One of the great advantages, which a lot of people might not know, is if you have a book, even your own little book, it doesn't have to be War and Peace. It doesn't have to be a 300-page book, where you take a stand on yourself, not a compilation book, not where you just write a little chapter. I've done that. I'm not, knocking it, but having your own book, having that stand in the sand to really push you much more than you ever thought. Um, that's what I think we need to do, because as speakers, you then create speeches instead of just that one trick pony. You can't just go up there, tell that one story that might or might not teach us the right way. So having that mentor. So my high end program is really to compile it all. And then if you say you want to be a speaker, you need a podcast like this. You need to practice speaking. If you want to get well in a physical shape, then what do? You need to then take it to that next level and go to the gym all the time, right? If that'll help. Same thing with speaking. You got to speak all the time and speak to educate. Speak, not just talk, right? There's a difference between talk and speak, and that's why the high end is really getting you your book, or an outline for a book, getting you some stage time as well as some stage presence. Build a little more talking and personality into that, and then also helping you start your podcast. But I do each one of those separately or all together, which to me is the deeper experience, because then we can dive much deeper. It's really goes, how deep do you want to go, and it's all is about alignment with us.
Exactly. Very interesting. All these things that you were talking about. So, what's your goal for yourself and for your business in the next 3 to 5 years?
3 to 5 years, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Maybe have bigger stages than what I have now, but I'm pretty proud of my little 40 person regular stage. So it's just maybe scaling up. I'm happy. I mean, that's why I said the last year I have been blessed so much in what I could do and what I've done, that nothing's gonna stop me, because I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if you believe the universe will provide all the dreams that we have. If you work for them, they really do come. They do come through, and that's what I want. I mean, as a business, I can't wait to help people, more and more people, writing books and getting the stories that are within them that they didn't know they could get out. Much like that 88-year-old woman who knew she had a story her whole life, but didn't wasn't telling it the right way. She was telling it from a level of pain versus a level of protection, and then empowering her story.
Yeah, you asked if I believe. I totally believe that universe will provide, as long as we sort of like go after our goals and also detach ourselves from the outcome, because
Yep.
that's really important. If we just like, we sort of send this energy where we must have something, we're actually pushing it away from us, and that's one of the things that is working against the universe. This is at least what I actually discovered working on myself and with number of my own clients, because I'm also a business and mindset coach, and I help a lot of amazing entrepreneurs get more high ticket clients in front of them. So that's my specialty. And so for you, like, what's really how people can get in touch with you if they want to?
Well, the great thing is my name is a little unusual. My last name is Chametzky, so there's not too many of us. But I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I have my website, which is just my name. And my podcast is Peace, Love, and Bring a Bat. Which is a unique name. And that's what I would say is, I love conversations. I love, like, conversations like this. This is awesome. I look forward to people who want to speak, and maybe have not yet done the speaking to the level that they know they can. They might need some assistance. I'm a TEDx speaker. I also am a DTM, which is that highest level in Toastmasters. So it's, opportunities that I can enhance people who are already doing speaking and maybe guide them a little differently because I've been there. That's why I call myself more of a mentor than a coach. I've been through some of the darkness. I've made plenty of mistakes. But if you want to cut to the line and avoid some of the mistakes, you have to find the right mentors. And until I found the right mentors, that's exactly where I was.
Wonderful. And can you share also with the audience, like, what's your podcast about, please?
Yeah, so peace, love, and bring about. It's a little spiritual, a little motivational, and a little perspirational. Like I said, we have to do the actions. So I bring on guests, sometimes coaches, sometimes people who have deep stories that I love to talk about. And we get motivated by it because it's not just the story that you're in your life, it's how you move through some of the darkest moments. And that's really what I want is I want us to go on a journey and go on that journey, but learn from that journey, not just hear how Tony grew up and or Dave grew up and the challenge that Dave had. I want to teach you, show you, and guide you how to go through that if you're going through it. And if you're not, hey, talk to some of my guests. They're some of the best people in the world. Just nice. I mean, I have guests that I interviewed just to interview them because they had a motivating story. So not everything is a story about, hey, go hire this coach, go hire that coach. And most of those conversations I have, while you could hire those people to do various things, we don't talk about that. Most of the time, we will talk about the stories of life and how we move through life.
Wonderful. Yeah, sounds very interesting. And yeah, thank you very much for being a guest here today, David. And also thank you all for watching us and listening to this podcast episode. And yeah, see you in the next episode.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.